grind is out to see the song. We'll be making these tunes until the weed is gone. We sonic boom, keep the metaphor going. From the farm to the lab, but you already know it. Another season from the seed to the bong. It's a never-ending cycle, so we never stop growing. Check the style, y'all, I've never been a clone. Cali dad, I got a style on my own. I live in the forest, no shortage on trees. Got a jar in every drawer full of foliage. OG, cooling with my homies on a Saturday. Up in the studio, no matter what the forecast. Gotta let the angels out, don't listen to iconoclast. Put on the boombox, turn up the speakers black.
While the Detroit Lions are heavily focused on getting better offensively, and yes, I commend them for trying to get better offensively, but that's not really Detroit's issue. When you look at the Detroit Lions, that's not the issue. We have one of the best offense in the league, especially when Sam Laporta is healthy, when all the guys are getting touches, whether it be David Montgomery, whether it be Jahmyr Gibbs, whoever it may be on the squad. At the end of the day, the Lions, if they want to compete and win a Super Bowl, they got to get better defensively. And right now, Kerby Joseph is dealing with a lingering knee issue that we don't really know what's going to happen. You know, they're saying that he possibly can play 1 or 2 more years, or he can just play however the pain, I don't know, however he's feeling the pain in his knee. I don't know, man. You know, Kerby Joseph is definitely one of my favorite Detroit Lions players, and I hate to lose Kerby Joseph. I'm not going to even lie to you, man. This dude means so much to this Detroit Lions team because Kerby Joseph takes the ball away. You got to have playmakers in your defense, and Kerby Joseph is a flat-out ball hawk and a playmaker. We're going to miss Kerby if we happen to lose him because of this knee injury. We're definitely going to miss Kerby Joseph. But at the end of the day, the Detroit Lions have to get better defensively. You have to get more athletic up front. You know, we continue to bring in the same guys over and over. You know, the same guys, Levi. They got to get better. Josh Pascal. These guys, if Levi and Josh Pascal was providing you production up the middle, then we wouldn't be having this conversation. I'm telling you guys right now, and mark my words, if the Detroit Lions do not get this defense together, we're not going to win a Super Bowl. We're not. And if we do win a Super Bowl, it's going to be, we're going to have to outscore our opponent because we know that we got the best and one of the top offenses in the league. Even with Drew Pesing coming from the Arizona Cardinals, even with him coming over, we still got one of the best offenses. So it really doesn't matter, man. I want to see the Detroit Lions get better defensively. I want to see, and it's going to be Brad Holmes' decision as far as to where he wants to take this team. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, he has two more seasons. He hasn't gotten an extension yet, him or Dan Campbell. So we don't know what Sheila's thinking and what's going on in the office. But what we do know is the Detroit Lions have a core group of guys that are good football players. And they're paying a lot of money for these guys to stay on this football roster. We know that Kerby Joseph right now is dealing with the knee issues, but we'll see what happens with the Kerby Joseph situation. We don't know. We know that Brian Branch tore his Achilles, so he's coming back from the Achilles, and he may not be back until Thanksgiving. We don't know. We don't know. So we need to figure out what we're going to do as the Detroit Lions going forward. We really don't know how Brad Holmes is going to approach this offseason, but it's an urgency to get the defense better. That's what I can tell you from being a fan and looking on the outside looking in. Brad Holmes has to get this defense better. We're so caught up with the offense that we're forgetting about the defense. So without a championship caliber defense, this team doesn't go anywhere. The last couple seasons you saw for yourself as a fan that we've had the best offense, but it's gotten us nowhere. Having the best offense has gotten Detroit nowhere. Yes, we got Jahmyr Gibbs, who's one of the better running backs in the National Football League alongside Bijan Robinson. But at the same time, yes, we got two good receivers and J-Mo and St. Brown. And then we got a good tight end and Sam Laporta. And now, Tesla is a pretty decent receiver himself. So we got the weapons on the offensive side of the ball. We just need to tidy up that offensive line. Whatever we got to do to finagle that offensive line to get it better. If that's moving Ratledge to the center position, do what you got to do. If that's moving Panay Sewell to the left side or whatever you got to do what you got to do, Detroit. You got to work on this defense, getting this defense better. The last two Super Bowls, Seattle and Philadelphia, showed you the type of defense you need to win a championship. Both teams were getting sacks and getting a push from the middle. And our guys, Aleem McNeil is a solid player, very good football player. But Aleem is not 100% yet. Hopefully this season he'll be 100% coming in. We knew that he was dealing with an injury and things of that magnitude. And shout out to Aiden Hutchinson for getting more sacks off the injury. Didn't even know that he was going to get 14 plus sacks. So shout out to Aiden Hutchinson, and then shout out to Al-Qadim Muhammad, who came in and gave us 11 sacks, and he's going to want a payday. Even though Al-Qadim Muhammad was inconsistent, he still gave us 11 sacks. So that's pretty good. But at the same time, I think in order for the Detroit Lions to win a Super Bowl, the defense has to be the calling card for this team, because we already know what we can do offensively. We know that Kerby Joseph is dealing with the knee issue. We know that Brian Branch is not going to be back for a while. I don't know what direction they're going to ultimately go in. I don't know what direction they're going to go in when it comes to the safety position. I got a couple guys right here that the Lions could go after. Penn State's Weekly, Miami's Jacoby Thomas, LSU A.J. Halsey, and USC's Kamari Ramsey. It's a couple good safeties in this draft, and it's more safeties than this. But these are a couple guys that can come in and help us. Or we can go the free agent route and grab a couple good, solid safeties in free agency. So to me, the Lions need to work on getting this defense better as well. I know that they're talking about the offense a lot, but the defense really has to get it together. At the end of the day, you want to see the Detroit Lions get better defensively, because that way when you go into the postseason, you know that you got a pass rush and that you know that you got corners and safeties that's going to be able to handle their business as well and do their jobs. We know if we got Kerby Joseph and Brian Branch back there, we're going to be fine. But when we got new guys back there, we don't know how these guys are going to pan out. But at the end of the day, we want to see Detroit Lions get better defensively. Yes, they are good offensively. I don't have a problem with the offense besides the offensive line. That's the only issue that we have. Get this defense together, Brad Holmes, because at the end of the day, that is what's going to take the Detroit Lions. That's what it's going to take to win a Super Bowl. The Lions got to get better defensively. So hopefully, Brad, man, he'll make the right choices and the right decisions to do the right things and get the right players on the Detroit Lions. But these are a couple safeties, man, that we could have. We could have Weekly on this team from Penn State, who is a ball hawk. And then Miami's Jacoby Thomas is a good player, good in the box, things of that nature. And then A.J. Halsey from LSU is just a flat-out playmaker as well. And then you got Kamari Ramsey. So these guys can play, man. These are some possible choices that you can make in the draft to grab these dudes and pick these dudes and solidify the back end of your defense, because you're going to have to think about the future if you're the Detroit Lions, because you don't know what's going to happen with Kerby Joseph. And then we don't know if the Lions are going to extend Brian Branch. We don't know. Yeah, Brian Branch should get extended, but we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what Brad is really, really, truly thinking. So at the end of the day, we're going to be without Brian Branch for a while, and Kerby Joseph is going to be, we're going to have to play it by ear with Kerby Joseph, because we don't really know what's going to happen with this lingering knee issue that he has. But the Lions got to go in free agency and go out there and get some safeties, or via go draft and draft some safeties. They're going to have to do either or. If they want this Detroit Lions team to be better, the Lions are going to have to get better up front. The Lions are going to have to get better speed, team speed. That's something that they need as well. And it's all on the defensive side of the ball is what I'm talking about. I'm not even talking about the offense, because the offense to me is fine. They're going to have to get better defensively if they want to win a Super Bowl. Brad Holmes has to have this in his mind, and we'll see what's going on. All right, peace.